couldn't get a Luigi hat for this video. I think I lost it. It's Halloween. At the time of this video being recorded, that is. That's right. The time of year when you get to dress up as Spider-Man and get a bunch of candy you probably don't even want. So what better way to celebrate Halloween than to play a game that isn't a horror game, but rather a horror game. And hey, not only that, but Luigi's Mansion 3 is releasing today, so consider this video a celebration of that. Anyways, let's begin. Now, what I mean by it being a horror game is that much like Resident Evil, it isn't scary, but rather it's scary themed. It was a launch title for the GameCube and is a widely praised game among Nintendo fans, but does it hold up today? Let's take a look. So when I started the game, I started in the one place that made the most sense to start in. The options. So first we have sound options. What was that you get? Also, you can watch the Pikmin trailer here, because why not? Okay, now it's actually time to start the game. That's my jam right there. Anyways, the premise is that Luigi won a mansion in a contest he didn't even enter. Now that just proves this was on Luigi. I mean, he knows not to respond to Nigerian prince emails, right? Wait a minute. Huh. Well, don't mind if I do. Just kidding. This is more so Mario's fault because he's the one who went into the mansion first and Luigi is just checking to see if he's okay. You know, I wish Mario was more like Luigi. Oh, looks like the Jamaican prince responded. And I'll respond to it at the end of this video. Upon entering, everything is dark and you only have two controls. Walk and Mario. Man, who knew this game was the precursor to Heavy Rain? I tried to go through this door, but it hurt me. I hate when that happens. Well, at least it didn't hurt me. Floating puff of Cheeto dust starts harassing Luigi and drops a key. We use that key to enter a room. Turns out the Cheeto puff was actually a ghost. What human looks like this? They probably got bullied. We're then introduced to Professor Egad, a scientist who studies ghosts. We go back to the lab and gives us some backstory. The lab, if you're of a shortening mind. Did Egad just call me an idiot? Apparently the mansion appeared just a few days ago. Really? Now it's time to learn how to use the Poltergust 3000, and... Is Egad horny? Now in this game, the controls take some time to get used to. I swear, sometimes I stun the ghost and they just leave. What kind of superhuman reflexes does this game expect me to have? Then we get an introduction to the gallery and the Game Boy Horror. Upon using the Game Boy Horror... Did Luigi just call me an idiot? So then Luigi enters the mansion equipped with the Poltergust, and the game really begins. Where did this Toad come from? Anyways, when you talk to Toad, he saves your game. I like that when you talk to him, it plays the Toad jingle from Super Mario 64. Also, when you save, you get to see my sleep paralysis demon. You know what? I feel like appealing to the Smokey the Bear fanbase today. Okay, geez, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't know that offended you. Here, we're reintroduced to the orange ghost that we saw earlier. The orange ghosts, aside from looking like Killer Bean, are the Goombas of the game and are fairly easy to take down. We get a key, and we use that key to get into the next room, where we are introduced to pink ghosts. Much like orange ghosts, they're fairly easy to take down, so don't expect to struggle against these guys. Wardrobe room, and now with it, a new ghost in the form of the green ghosts. Thankfully, the ghosts keep the same amount of health as last time you saw them, because if they didn't, then these ghosts would be the worst ones to deal with. After the wardrobe room, that's when we get into the portrait ghosts. Unlike normal ghosts, these ones are based off specific stereotypes and typically have a specific method for defeating. Now, not all portrait ghosts are required. Now, yes, most of them are, but some are optional. Now I know what you're gonna ask. Brendog, did you get all the portrait ghosts? Well, this clip here is gonna answer that question. No! Anyways, for the portrait ghost in Area 1, first we have Neville. Neville is fairly easy, just wait for him to yawn. Secondly, we have Lydia, his wife. Just pull back the drapes to bother her and then suck her up. Lastly, we have Chauncey, the baby. No, not the horny 14-year-olds on Twitter, I mean an actual baby. Let's hit him with a ball. Oh, he's pissed. And then... I think I had a dream like this once. Yeah, each area has a boss ghost, who counts as one of the portrait ghosts. You get transported to an arena and you have to fight them. All Chauncey does is shoot bouncy balls and rocking horses at you. You have to shoot the balls back at him, but I want to shoot the rocking horse at him. Please, game, just let me vacuum the rocking horse, please! After the end of each area, you get portraits of the portrait ghosts and it counts how much treasure you got. Pretty nice. So we entered these doors, which leads to Area 2. Nintendo, you should have told me Death Grips lived in this mansion. The first portrait ghost is the floating Whirlindas. To defeat these ones, you have to wait until they strike a pose, and then you strike. After defeating them, you go into this room. Press the button and... I found the Bat Cave! After opening this trap door... Never mind, Batman's dead! This is when we're introduced to a new type of ghost, the Boos. Now the Boos aren't like other ghosts. Not only have they appeared in previous games, instead of only appearing in dark areas, they only appear in areas with light. When they have around 50 HP, they're tolerable, but later in the game when they have up to 200 HP, they're unbearable. It just becomes a goose chase if you fail to catch them. Also, apparently the Boos are stronger in groups. Where's all this random Boo lore coming from? Now I know it's a bit too early to talk about the end of the game, but in order to get to the final boss you need to catch 40 Boos and a certain portrait ghost that I'll talk about later on. In this area you also meet Madame Clairvoyante, a fortune teller ghost. Some of the items you will find in this game are Mario items. Those include his hat, leather, star...
Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth, I'm gonna go higher, I'm pissing on the moon!
shoe, and
glove.
Did he get R-worded? You suck her up in Area 3 after you give her all the items. So, you know, find them because she's one of the required portrait ghosts. The rest of the portrait ghosts include the following. Shivers the Butler. Basically, there are 3 elemental metals in the game. When you obtain the metal, you can absorb spirits of specific elements and use those elements with the L button. Those elements being fire, water, and ice. I see this was still going with the Avatar route with elements instead of, you know, actual elements. Certain ghosts require certain elements to defeat them. Now what does that tangent have to do with Shivers the Butler, you ask?
I didn't ask that.
You have to use the fire to light Mr. Shivers' candle and he'll get scared. Now, when I first played the game, I thought he was chasing me, but it turns out he just wanted to go to the butler's room and do whatever the hell this is. Then you can catch him. You have Melody Pianissima. She plays music, and after playing the Super Mario Bros. Theme on the instruments, then she plays a Mario song and you have to guess the Mario song. Paper Assault, and then catch.
Just like Pokemon. Consider this an apology video. That wasn't Death Grips.
Nope, instead it's Mr. Lugs, the glutton. He's just as easy as the others. You put out the fire, suck up his waiters, suck up the food, and then fight him. Next we have Spooky the dog, predecessor to Polterpup from Dark Moon. After sucking up Mr. Bones...
Oh, I forgot to bring up the other ghost types. They're easy!
As I was saying, after sucking up Mr. Bones, then Spooky gets distracted by the bone. Suck him up? Hell yeah! The area boss is Bogmire. Now I did die on this boss, but that's because I started the boss with low health, and this is also my first time playing. If those don't apply to you, then this boss is pretty easy. Just suck up the goo versions, shoot the goo at him, suck the goo back up, suck him up, and that ends Area 2. Now in Area 3, we start in the backyard.
Alright, prepare yourself, because this is big.
Mario is still fully clothed, despite it being implied he was in the nude when he was kidnapped.
Now I know what you're about to say. How do you know he was nude? The only clothing articles you find are nothing that shows that he was nude. But let me ask you this. Have you ever stolen someone's socks without stealing the rest of their clothes? I didn't think so.
For portrait ghosts in this area, we have Biff Atlas. Basically, he's a Chad who will get angry when you bop him with the punching bags and then you suck him up. Now going on to Miss Petunia, we go into the bathroom and notice someone is showering.
I like where this is going. Oh. That's way better!
So yeah, just shoot her with ice and then suck her up. Next we have Nana. Just suck up her yarn balls and... Oh.
Hey Google, is there a way to arrest yourself?
Slim bank shot. Just fire the pool balls back at him and suck him up. There are also the twins Henry and Orville. After playing hide and seek with them, they then attack you. One in a car and the other...
When was this game released? Right.
Now on to Madame Clairvoya. After giving her the last Mario item, she then tells you that Bowser is in the mansion.
Oh my god, that's the biggest twist ever. The game tricked me into thinking it was gonna be original.
Then she voluntarily gets vacuumed.
Greeting everyone, Yoda it is. Noticed something while editing. Brendog has. If getting vacuumed, Madame Clairvoya wanted. Then try to escape the poltergust. Why did she? Yoda this has been signing out.
Now it's time to fight the area boss. Okay, never mind then. So in order to get to the Area 3 boss, you need to have at least 20 boos. Which means... Anyway, the boss is Boo Losses. A bunch of boos merged into one big boo. Just knock them into the unicorn statues. However, the last boo gets really annoying to catch. And that ends Area 3. Here we are, the final area.
Well great, now the power went out. Now my house is gonna be flooded with ghosts. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
This part of the game was a good idea executed poorly. Now there's an abundance of ghosts absolutely everywhere, and you can't even save. Anyways, Luigi goes into this here phone room.
Hello?
Baby hotline.
Egad tells Luigi that in order to turn the power back on, he must catch Uncle Grimly. He hides in the wardrobe room and he's fairly easy. Just wait for him to do a scare, and then suck him up. This will give you the key to the breaker room.
Huh. Would you look at that? You see, I actually put the Mario hat back on because I recorded the lights out scenes first. And I didn't want to make a continuity error. Now, I mentioned earlier that in order to get the King Boo, you need 40 boos and a key from a specific portrait ghost. So I'm going to show you what happens if you don't have those requirements and you go to King Boo. Yeah.
Now this is the only area that I didn't get all the portrait ghosts in. The two I didn't get being Jarvis and Sue P. Now I didn't get Sue P because I didn't feel like it, didn't get Jarvis because I didn't even know he existed.
Back again, Yoda is. Call out Brendog. I would like to. Not know Jarvis existed. How did Brendog? If go into his room to catch a boo, he did. Yoda, this has been. Get into my 2001 Honda Civic. It is time to...
Moving on to the portrait ghosts I did get, first we have the Clockwork Soldiers. These guys actually have some decent challenge packed in. If you only stun one of them, then you have to avoid the other two while sucking up the one you stunned. If you only stun two, you have to avoid one. And while yes, you don't have to avoid any if you stun them all at once, is that really gonna happen? Next, we have Weston. He's ice. Use fire. Bing bang boom. That's how the cookie crumbles. I don't know why I said it in an accent like that. Lastly, we have Vincent Van Gogh, the portrait ghost, which gives you the key to King Boo's room. Now, this isn't just an enemy gauntlet. This is a creative enemy gauntlet. He creates waves of ghosts from his art, and I suppose this is a good time to talk about more ghost types because I didn't earlier. Blue Ghost Smash. Grabbing ghosts are one of the more annoying ghost types. They grab you and you have to spin the analog stick in order to get them off ya. Ghost guys are references to Shy Guys from other Mario games. They attack you with spears and you defeat them by taking their masks. I can't say mask. Purple bombers hang from the ceiling, throw bombs, and have 0 HP.
Now, with Van Gogh defeated and 40 boos caught, it's time for the final boss.
Also, this game is the first appearance of Mario's redesign as opposed to his N64 era one. King Boo tells Luigi that he was the one who told Luigi he won a mansion in a contest.
I mean, yeah, I guess it was obvious.
He goes into the Mario painting, it becomes a Bowser painting with Bowser also using his modern redesign, and the battle begins. In this battle, Luigi must shoot the spike balls back at Bowser whenever he bends over, revealing that he isn't actually Bowser, but rather a big costume that King Boo is wearing. You have to deplete King Boo's health as Bowser's head shoots ice at you. After defeating King Boo, Egad tells Luigi that he has completed his mission. Luigi is finally able to bring Mario back to the lab. But of course, first we have to turn these ghosts into paintings. And would you look at that, I got 9 plus 10 ghosts. Now my parents will certainly be proud of me. And then, Egad makes the machine reverse the process on Mario, and let me just ask, how could Mario possibly be that small? Now, I believe the ending speaks for itself.
Mario? Mamma mia. Oh.
Luigi, crying tears of joy and relief when he sees that his brother is okay.
This ending is more emotional than Life is Strange. I've never played Life is Strange.
And at the end of all that, you actually get a ranking depending on how much treasure you collected during the journey. Let's see what I got.
Okay, how do I fill out the application for death?
Now what do you get for completing the game? Well, you get the Secret Mansion, which is a much more difficult version of the main game. Of course, I wasn't gonna replay the whole game this way, but I did play through the first area in this version.
Wake up there. Raise your voice against liars. Feed your anger like fire. Why does nobody want
That wasn't harder at all.
Now it could be because when I played the main game I had no idea what to do, and when I played the Hidden Mansion I did know what to do. Or it could be that I only played through Area 1, but that was not harder in the slightest. Overall, Luigi's Mansion has many flaws. The game isn't as Metroidvania as it could be, it's too easy, there isn't a quick way to get to specific areas of the mansion aside from that mirror thing you can do with the Game Boy Horror. The boos are an absolute pain to catch, but for an early GameCube game that released in 2001, I think it did fine.
So that's Luigi's Mansion. Now, there was a 3DS remake released recently that took a lot of stuff from the sequel, which was also on the 3DS. And while I won't be looking at the 3DS remake anytime soon, I will be looking at the sequel next year. I'm still just really bummed that I got an E rank. Wait. Yes! Thank you, Jamaican Prince.